Hi, beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. This discussion is a little different. I have several affirmations. Normally, I would do one affirmation with our discussion, but I have several affirmations. And the topic today is how to release toxic friends or family. And I'm giving you affirmations, and I tell you when and how to use these affirmations. So it's going to be a little short, but we're going to get right to the point. So, all right, see you in a minute. Mwah. All right, so the first affirmation is I release relationships that constantly disturb my peace. And when you continue to say your affirmation over and over and over, it sticks with you and it becomes a part of your life. And you will just one day be like, you know what, I need to stop talking to this person, or I need to distance myself from this person. So that's basically your affirmation coming to life. But the affirmation again is I release relationships that consistently disturb my peace. And this affirmation basically reminds you that peace matters more than forced loyalty. Your peace matters more than forced loyalty. And that's deep, baby, because I know for a long time I always felt like I had to be loyal to someone I was in a relationship or to a friend, and they were not loyal to me. So basically, I was more loyal to another person, more loyal to them than I was to myself. And that made me feel like I started betraying myself. And that's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to betray yourself. So whatever you say you're going to do, do it. Don't lie to yourself. So stay loyal to you. Stay loyal to yourself. All right. So again, this affirmation reminds you that peace matters more than forced loyalty. I love that. Your peace matters. And love should not constantly come with stress, disrespect, manipulation, or emotional exhaustion. Exhaustion. Yeah, I know I'm a little country girl. But when it says love, I normally would automatically think relationship, but this doesn't mean relationship, because you love your friends, you love your family. So this could be for anybody that you deeply care about. So you can love everybody in different ways, basically. But when to use that particular affirmation is after you've had a draining conversation. Like you talk to somebody and you're just like, oh, I gotta stop talking to them. Or you just feel sad, or you feel confused, or whatever. If it makes you feel that way, say that affirmation. You know what I'm saying? Or if guilt tries to stay connected to you, because a lot of people try to make you feel guilty about something so that you can give in for whatever it is that's going to please them. They're not worried about pleasing you. They just want what they want from you, so they make you feel guilty about it. Use that affirmation. And then also, when you feel emotionally overwhelmed by someone's behavior, I don't know if well, yes, I guess I have been in a situation like that as well. When you're overly overwhelmed by someone's behavior, this would be like when they're maybe doing too much. You know how sometimes you have those friends that do a little too much, and they need to calm it down, and you're slick embarrassed, or either because they're cursing too much, because they're super loud. And don't get me wrong, I've been that girl. I love to laugh, I curse a lot, all that, but I have learned to not only tone it down in certain situations, but I've just learned to know when and where to act, how I'm gonna act. Okay. But yeah, if you feel overwhelmed or something like that, then you use the affirmation. So the reasons to use the when you should use the affirmation is when you're feeling drained after a conversation, when you're overwhelmed after hanging out with somebody, you're overwhelmed by their behavior, or you feel guilty, or they make you feel guilty about something. So the affirmation again is I release relationships that consistently disturb my peace. All right. And then how to support yourself while healing, while distancing yourself. Also, you spend time in silence after difficult interactions. you journal what your body feels around certain people, and that's a good one. And you'll instantly feel however you feel around somebody, and you don't write it down, but it's good to write it down. That way you won't forget that feeling, because I can't remember how somebody made me feel. Well, yes I can. That's so sad. Yes I can. They fucked up. They so fucked up. Damn, I was sad. Journal, write it down so you won't forget, so you can remember how they made you feel. So notice whether you feel lighter or heavier with distance. So if you do start distancing yourself from this particular person, does that make you feel better? Do you feel a difference? Or are you sad? Are you really missing them? And even sometimes if you're missing them, so, you're gonna miss them. Give it some time. But so that was the first affirmation. Another affirmation is, I am allowed to create distance without hatred. That is a good one, because a lot of people think you're acting funny, or they want to you change. And first of all, change is a flex, and I'll tell anybody that change is a flex, because who wants to be the same person they was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago? You want to always elevate, baby. So change is a flex. So they always want to hit you with the you change, you acting different, you acting funny. So yeah, if you have to create some type of distance, do it. So what if they say all of those things? Who cares? Do what you got to do for yourself, because it's all about your peace, right? And then when to use that particular affirmation is knowing that distance is not always revenge. Distance is not always revenge. Is, again, peace for you. And sometimes it is protection, clarity, and healing. You can love people and still choose space. Definitely can. And when to use that particular affirmation is when you are setting boundaries with family or friends, when you feel guilty for pulling away. So if you feel guilty, like, dang, why I do that, or why I'm not talking to them, or, if you start feeling like that, don't worry about that. Just say to yourself, I am allowed to create this distance without hatred, without hurt, without feeling bad. You know what I mean? And then what to use to help support your healing, of course, in a situation like that, is you reduce excess slowly. You don't have to just suddenly ghost them, or anything like that. Just stop going out so much. Stop all the toxic texting. Stop all the gossiping. Stop some of those things. That whatever it is, I'm not saying it's those things, but whatever it is that is toxic and disturbing your peace, just stop it slowly. And then stop over explaining your decisions, because whatever you're doing is for you. It's for your peace. It's for you to feel better. And you do not have to explain that. So stop over explaining. What I really cherish is my mental health, and the mental health of both of my sons. I don't know if you've ever watched any of my other videos, but if I do mention my sons, I mention a lot of things I've done or been through, and had to start over or whatever. It's because I'm protecting my sons, even as adults, because anybody can have mental health issues at any age. There's no age limit to mental health. So I really am big on that. So if you're disturbing my peace in any way and it's affecting my mental health, I gotta cut you off. I got to. So again, that affirmation is, I am allowed to create distance without hatred. The third affirmation is, and I do believe we have 7. The third affirmation is, I no longer abandon myself to keep others comfortable. This particular affirmation addresses people pleasing and self-sacrifice, which is something that a lot of people do. And I think I used to do that. I'm actually still working on that, to be honest. And I'm 45 years old, so don't feel no type of way if you're older, and if you're young and you can go ahead and knock it out the way, go ahead and do it now. And I applaud anyone that is young watching me and wanting to heal yourself. I applaud you for that. I love that. I wish I had someone that I can go and listen to back when I was 20, but I'm thriving. I'm 45 years old. I'm here for my son's mental health, my own mental health, and we're doing well, and I'm here to help anybody in any way that I can. So I congratulate you. I'm very proud of you. Actually, at any age, whatever age you are, if you want to better yourself in any way, I'm glad you are doing that. So with this particular affirmation, when to use it is, all right, so when to use this affirmation, again, the affirmation is, I no longer abandon myself to keep others comfortable. All right. You use it when you feel pressure to tolerate disrespect. You don't have to deal with nobody's disrespect. You don't have to deal with anybody's disrespect. Okay? Everybody should respect you. You are somebody. Period. You are somebody. You don't have to deal with that bullshit. But when you want to say no, but you fear conflict. Now, I used to have an issue with that. I was shut down. I have a discussion on that, shutting down when you're feeling out of place. So that's a good time to use that affirmation as well, when you shut down or when you're trying to avoid conflict. When you notice yourself shrinking around others, when you're not being yourself, when you're not laughing, you're just sitting back in the cut. I do that, but I like to observe people. All right, y'all know how to do it. I had to stop real quick. But I'm going to just start where I think, because I don't know where I stopped at. So, the affirmation again is, I no longer abandon myself to keep others comfortable. And you use it when you feel pressure to tolerate disrespect, when you want to not say no to avoid conflict, and when you notice yourself shrinking around others. Okay, so yes, I think I went over that already. So we're on the healing support. The healing support is, you practice your small boundaries daily. I do remember saying that. Maybe I needed to say it again. But you practice those small boundaries daily. Pause before automatically saying yes, because it's okay for you to say no. You don't have to agree or do everything. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. It's okay. And ask yourself, what do you need right now? What do you need? We're not worried about anybody else. We're worried about what you need. Okay. All right. So the affirmation again is, I no longer abandon myself to keep others comfortable. All right. So we're going to move on to the next affirmation. I release guilt attached to choosing peace. Let me say it again. I release guilt attached to choosing peace. Do not feel guilty because you're doing something for your peace. Don't feel guilty about that. Be happy. All right, so I release guilt attached to choosing peace. Many people feel guilty for distancing themselves from toxic family or friends because of history, obligation, or fear. This affirmation reminds you that peace is not selfish, and it is not. It is not. So you use this when you're trying to distance yourself. Understand that it's okay. Just keep reminding yourself it's okay to distance yourself if it's going to increase the peace within your life. And then when family members try to manipulate you emotionally, and when healing feels lonely, which you will have that feeling. You will have that feeling of being alone while you're healing, because this is about you. This is about your journey. And that's okay, because you need to spend time with yourself. Healing journey is all about learning yourself and who you are, and I think loneliness is good. I love me. I love me. Do you hear me? I can be in this mirror like this all day. Hey, beautiful. And do that. Get in the mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful every day. Every day. If you already do it, perfect. Perfect. If you have some on your skin, say to yourself your skin is flawless, and it will be. It's going to start clearing up, whatever it is. I'm telling you, love yourself and call it out every day. Every time you look in the mirror, give yourself a kiss. I love you, beautiful. You're a millionaire. I love you, beautiful. You're a millionaire. Your hair is so long and beautiful and healthy. I'm telling you, do that to yourself. Do it. I'm telling you. You got to love on yourself. You have to. But But yeah, that's when to use it when you're feeling lonely and someone's trying to manipulate you emotionally or something like that. And then to help your or support your healing, just remind yourself why the boundary is necessary. That's why you, when I said previously to journal, you journal so you can go back and look, okay, I have to keep doing this because they did this to me, or I have to keep doing this because they treated me like this. So it's good to journal. Another way to support your healing during something like that is you reread. I promise y'all I didn't say that. Ooh, come on, chakra. I did not. That's that throat, baby. I did not read that. But that's what I just told you to go back and read that journal. It says reread old journal entries if you start doubting yourself. That's basically what I just said. And also you stay connected to supportive, healthy people. And that's a good thing. Stay connected to people that are healthy and supportive. You want somebody to support you. If you're gonna support them, you want someone that's gonna give you support in return. And I say this very often, if you're going to pour into someone, you want them to be able to pour into you, because if you keep pouring and pouring and pouring until you're empty, you have nothing. So when you pour into someone and they pour back into you, you're full. So the next affirmation is, I trust what my spirit has been trying to tell me. Y'all, listen to your spirit. Intuition, higher self, whatever you want to call it, listen to it. I promise you, listen to it. And this basically means your intuition often recognizes unhealthy energy before your mind fully accepts it. And just listen to your conscience, don't second guess it and don't overthink. This affirmation strengthens self-trust. Indeed it does. All right. And when to use it is when you keep second guessing yourself. I just said don't second guess yourself. When toxic people confuse you emotionally, when you feel pulled between guilt and truth. And then to support your healing, you spend time alone to reconnect with your inner voice. You stop asking everyone for validation. Observe patterns instead of promises. Ooh, I like that one. Observe patterns versus promises. That's a good one. And that affirmation again is, I trust what my spirit has been trying to tell me. All right. All right, beautiful. So I said that I was going to do 7 of those, but it's actually more than 7. So it's going to be a part 2, and it's really good. I'm definitely going to do that part 2. If I don't do it tonight, I will have it for next weekend. I try to do discussions or affirmations at least once a week, and I'm going to try to do a little more. But that is all that I have for today. I did put the affirmations up so you can go back, but I will say them one more time. Affirmation number 1, I release relationships that consistently disturb my peace. Affirmation number 2, I am allowed to create distance without hatred. Affirmation number 3, I no longer abandon myself to keep others comfortable. Affirmations number 4, I release guilt attached to choosing peace. And affirmation number 5, I trust what my spirit has been trying to tell me. And I will do a second part to finish these affirmations, but hopefully that was helpful. Thank you for your time. At the end of the day, choose you because you're worth it. Mwah.